Ladies and gentlemen, live from tbriz Studios, it's the Adult Baby Show.
Woo! Yeah, welcome to the Adult Baby Show. We are your hosts on tbriz.
I'm B.
And I'm Chic.
What the fuck was that?
I want to surprise you guys.
Oh, that was so great.
I got a slide
what
whistle.
the delay was.
I go on tbriz. I pause and I go.
And then I'm looking over and I see him fucking.
I'm thinking. B's usually pretty good lately.
Yeah.
He's right on my heels with that intro. Where's he at? I turn around and he's pulling this long blue cylinder out of his pocket. Like, what the fuck is this thing?
Oh my God.
What do they call that thing?
They call it a slide whistle.
You're a
And
slide whistle.
as you-
Fuck you.
As some of you may know, it was Amazon Prime Day.
That was your Amazon Prime purchase?
Yes, I got it for $3. I figure when you tell
see
an
this
awful story, I'm just gonna go like this.
I'm not going to blow on. I just want to see this thing. It's great.
So actually, we're going to be seeing a lot of that then. We're going to
Yes.
be hearing a lot of that
A
thing.
lot of this.
Keep that thing on ready.
Yeah, it's
So that's the
here.
Chick's bad story
Yeah,
slide whistle?
It's the Chick whistle.
The Chick
The
whistle.
Chick whistle.
All right.
What's next? Should we start wearing fucking airplane propeller hats on this show too?
Turn into the Three Stooges.
I am now a prop comic.
That's fantastic. I
Yes.
love it. You guys can't see this either, but on the cams, the way Chick's cam is set up today, you can kind of see his whole sprawl, his whole layout. Sit the way you were sitting before, right before the show. You had your legs up on the thing, like no, put them up like with the way you were all comfortable. Yeah, you look like George and George Costanza and that Seinfeld where he takes the
Can't
picture
stand ya.
on the couch.
Yes.
Well, he did earlier. He doesn't know what to do now.
No.
He doesn't know what I'm saying.
You'd be a terrible model.
What was I doing?
You'll
This?
naturally. Yes.
Like this?
All right. Anyway, that's for YouTube listeners, people on podcast. Can't see shit. They can hear us though. They can hear that slide whistle hard.
Yeah.
What are we going to talk about today, guys? Before the show, we were figuring out what to talk about, and me and B, turns out, me and B, we have a lot in common.
We do, yeah.
We really do. We both worked at supermarkets when we were in our teen years.
Yes.
Teen supermarkets.
And I stole from supermarkets.
Yes.
Chick,
there.
so he also has a history of supermarket activity,
Yep.
buying food from them and stealing food from them.
He loves
Candy.
supermarket.
So I was thinking about all the stuff I used to do when I worked there, and in my head, the montage of these events began to take shape almost in the form of a teenage comedy style movie, like a super bad type movie or
It's like
what's
the first 15 minutes of the movie to like just give you a little quick.
Yeah, I feel like I could write a whole movie.
I feel like a
about
whole
the
movie could be about a supermarket.
Yeah,
Like-
about the
like-
stuff that went on there.
Yep.
I don't know where to start. I guess
There's so many departments there. So everybody had like there's produce, there's the deli, there's the bakery, there's the what is it?
Don't hang out with the deli guys.
Like the canned people. So it was like always people doing different stuff, and it was just weird. It's just like there's so many different parts of it.
You know what I'm thinking of? It reminds me of the movie Waiting
I was just gonna say that too. I honestly was.
with Ryan Reynolds.
Yep.
It was Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds.
And the comedy where they show that type of scenario in a restaurant, and you see what goes on in the kitchen. You see
Yeah.
what the waiters are up to, what's happening in the manager's
Manager
office.
is the best.
The two dudes, the dishwashers outside that are like smoking pot all the time, and like, so it's kind of like that at. Waldbaums is the place where I worked, but
I
at
was at King
supermarkets
Kullen.
in
I was at
general.
King Kullen,
You were
man.
a King Kullen guy.
Yeah.
Waldbaums is gone.
Rivals.
The King.
The King Kullen.
Yeah.
King Kullen's still around.
Yeah, the one I worked at shut down. It was on the Route 109.
In Farmingdale?
Yeah, now it's like a.
Farmingdale, New York.
Yep. Shout out to the Dale.
Shout out to the Dizzle.
So you worked at Waldbaums. I feel like so
Dallas.
many people worked at Waldbaums.
Everybody worked at Waldbaums.
Everybody did work at Waldbaums. I started off at the it's on the top of the food chain, guys. Cart boy.
Yeah, you got to work your way to get inside the building.
Let me think. Let me think. Out of all the positions at a supermarket, there's only one where it assumes your gender, or it mentions boy. Like you're a cart boy. Like that's not like
Gender specific.
What do you do at Waldbaums? Oh, I'm a register boy. They don't do that. Hey, are you one of the produce boys?
You think today?
Like, do you work in the? Are you a deli boy? No, they all had regular sounding titles that actually could apply to if you were a teenager in high school working there, or if you were somebody who decided to make a career out of it. Actually, some of those positions are union jobs.
They are.
The
I was
butchers
in the union.
make good careers there. People in the deli and some of the departments, they stay there.
Yep.
But cart boy, the name alone, you usually don't make a career out of being a cart boy because you'd be a boy for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I've been here for 20 years as a cart boy. And I just want to know, can we change the name of this position?
It's like an age limit to it.
Can we call me, like, say, I don't know, the parking lot organizer or something to this effect? Maybe, like a cart
organizer,
the cart manager. I manage the carts.
Yeah,
I manage them. I managed to get them from the parking lot to the front
czar
of the building, and then they would probably just look at me and be like, "You actually don't manage to do that." Yeah. The carts are all in the parking lot right now as we speak.
They're all over the place.
How good are you with that job?
I was the laziest.
How many cigarettes did you smoke?
Oh, that's all I did was smoke cigarettes and smoke marijuana.
That's what we did.
I smoked tons of weed in high school, and this job was perfect for that. This is perfect. I think in general, everybody smoked weed at that Waldbaums.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think the whole Waldbaums was stoned.
I was in my prime smoking years when I worked at King Kullen. That's all I did.
You smoked, and I never pictured you for much of a smoker.
Oh, big time. Like I became such a, like I smoked so much that like, I remember one of my friends was like you need to relax, because I would like do it before I would go places. Like if I was like how you do it.
I was just gonna say this. Wait,
like,
what?
Like I used to be just like you, where I'd be like outside my friend's house and I'd be like, let me smoke a little and then I'll go in there. It was weird. Like that's just how I did. And I don't
think there's anything wrong with that.
And I never loved it either.
That's how you live your life.
Yeah. Live it once, baby.
Weird. I never totally like loved it. But
you did it anyway?
I did.
That's why he's still anxious.
No.
Yeah,
it made me
you're
anxious.
socially awkward now, and you get the anxiety now.
Maybe
I mean,
you should start smoking again.
I thought about it.
Did that help, or did that make it worse?
No, it made it. I wasn't as neurotic as I. No, I didn't. If I loved it, I'd still be doing it.
If you loved it, if you didn't love it, why were you doing it so much?
I don't know. I was younger, and I did kind of like it, but it wasn't like
you loved it.
I didn't love it.
I know what you're saying.
I would much rather have a couple of beers. Let's put it that way.
That's because you're Irish.
Like,
yeah, that's why. Because
that's why.
He's Irish. First of all, he's American. Yeah. All right, he was born in America. Mm-hmm. Let's get that straight.
Yes.
The only thing Irish about Brendan is maybe his last name.
That's right.
He looks a little bit carried over, some DNA.
I got some DNA in me.
You're born in the USA, isn't that correct?
Yeah. We're all American.
Bruce Springsteen, baby.
He loves the boss.
Yep. He does love the boss. That's right.
By the way, I was
circle back to episode 2.
I was or whatever it was. I was in Jersey last night.
On.
I did a gig in New Jersey last night. Freehold, New Jersey, birthplace of Bruce Springsteen.
Woo!
The entire ride home on the New Jersey Turnpike, I was blasting Bruce. It was fantastic. It was a beautiful night.
When's the next time you're going to see Bruce?
September 4th, I think, on Broadway.
On Broadway?
Mm-hmm. Bruce on Broadway. Coming to Netflix, by the way.
Is he doing a show, or is it like a Broadway thing?
He's been doing a Broadway show for the last 6 months.
Ah, interesting.
But anyway,
not really, not at all. Actually,
it's not.
But thanks,
it's not.
Chic.
You know when Chic,
let's get him today. I'm in the mood. Let's just
see how
The Adventures of Tom Chickle.
I don't know what I'm saying. Fuck off. Yeah, that's what God gives you for that.
Oh God.
Excuse me.
So
I just had an attack.
Anyway, I don't know how we got there, but
Smoking weed at Waldbaums, or
Yeah,
at where
smoking-
you work, King
Smoke
Kullen.
weed every day.
so you
That's the
smoke.
power of the chick interruption, and it'll bring us to God knows where.
I feel like when he starts to talk, like we're now inside his head, where just things just go other places.
Being
like
John
there's-
Malkovich.
Yes, like we're in Chick's head and we just lose ourselves.
It's because he fucking smoked a joint before we do the show. He's always
Yeah.
out there smoking weed, and then all he keeps thinking is, why did that happen? Wait, but then when is the next thing? But wait, oh, what about this?
What about this?
Chick, we're fucking trying to talk about something here.
You know,
Hit him with the whistle again.
you know he has nothing to say when at the end of a sentence he goes, didn't know that. Or, that's interesting. Because it never is. It never is.
I get him.
Sorry, I thought your Bruce Springsteen story was interesting. Yeah, fuck your whistle.
Back to so staying on topic. I know what you mean with the yeah. Staying on topic. I know what you mean about the smoking the pot thing, because I know there's a long period of my life when I was in high school that I smoked pot. It was almost part of my identity.
Yes.
I was a pothead. I smoked weed like constantly, and I had to do it before I did everything. And there was a point where I was just doing it because I was so much in the routine of it. It wasn't even like I would be like I had to or I wanted to or I always enjoyed it or it made things better. It's just in the routine of it.
It's a routine.
Yeah, like, hey, I'm going to go to the movies. All right, well, I got to get stoned.
Yeah.
Because that's just the routine.
Exactly.
And then I would do it. I wouldn't always be like enjoying it. And I mean, we know today I'm completely sober. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't do anything. And I remember stuff now after I
Yeah.
do it. Like, it's great. I actually enjoy things just to enjoy them. I don't have to be altered to
Yep.
do it. But
I remember when I stopped smoking because I had just started. I like had a summer where I like signed up for a gym, and it was like I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna stop
You
smoking.
can see that lasted long.
Well, it did at the time, and
I need a whistle too.
and
I gotta get a
I know
whistle
we all
in on
need
it.
a whistle.
We all need chick whistles.
So I just stopped smoking like cold turkey, and it was crazy like how much better I felt within like a week.
Yeah.
Like just a week. I was like, oh, I was living in the clouds. Like I had no idea what was going on.
I had horrible acne in high school.
Yeah.
It was bad, and I stopped smoking for a week, and it went away. It turned out
Oh, now that's the cause of acne.
it was part of the cause of my acne. But it wasn't just the smoking part of it. It was the fact that I was sitting inside of cars, hotboxing
Yeah.
them like 7 days a week.
Well, that's a little different.
So all the smoke would get in my skin, and I remember a girl that saw me a week after was shocked, and I saw her blown back when she saw my face, and she went, "Taylor," and I was like, "Yeah." She goes, "Wow, you actually look cute." And I took it as a compliment.
Yeah.
I was like, "Thanks." And I remember thinking, it's I was aware of the fact that she said that because my acne had subsided like a really
Right.
noticeably level, and my face was clearer. And I was like, cool, maybe I should keep this up. And I think I started smoking like 2 days later again.
Yeah, it's pot's
You know,
great.
it's
I
just-
love it.
Yeah,
I
I'm
enjoy doing
Hey, check
it.
Also, I'm not putting down pot. Like I don't.
He takes it personally
I know,
when,
I
when
know,
we
I
say
see-
that. Oh, okay, now it's the cause
Yeah.
of acne. I think, yeah, go ahead, guys. Just hate on pot. I don't care. I don't care what you say. I'm gonna smoke anyway.
Oh, I think pot has a lot of good stuff, and for other people it works. For me personally, it just wasn't. It like didn't fit in. But not hating on it.
No.
I kind of wish I did have the ability to smoke and enjoy it, but I don't.
I love it.
But when I worked in the supermarket, I was in the bakery department. So we would, and I would be left there alone. Okay, so like my job was to seed the breads. So I would take
You were
like
the bread seeder?
I was the bread seeder. I was a seed boy.
I was a seed boy.
So
How
I
do you
would
do
Hey,
that?
B,
though?
how was work today? It was good. I had a bunch of seeds. I just kept throwing it on
Just
the bread.
throwing them on the
and
bread.
You get into a flow after a little bit.
My whole job was I would have like the semolina, I would have like the French bread, and then the regular rolls, the Kaiser rolls, and they would be frozen, and I would dip them in water, and then dip them in poppy seed, dip them in sesame seed, and that's it. And then I would take them that would take me like an hour or at most, and I was back there by myself.
Jesus Christ, it sounds like a job you need to be stoned
Dude,
to do.
Yeah.
It was,
Why
it was
wouldn't
perfect.
you want to get stoned for that?
Well, what we would do, I had like a couple friends that worked there, and I had this whole area, the bakery, to myself. So I had the freezer, and we would just go in the freezer and smoke.
I would have took so
like,
much bread.
Well, yeah, it was frozen bread though, so
I still would have
Whistle.
taken it.
what frozen
I still would have
like
taken it.
frozen
home.
logs of dough.
We're gonna need a better whistle because
know.
that one isn't readily available
I know.
enough for the amount of times we need to use it on him.
We just need like a button.
I would have just eaten all the bread.
I didn't say eating. I said I would have taken.
But my big
all that
problem,
bread.
Okay.
my big problem came when customers would come to the bakery and they would get like a birthday cake, and then they would ask me to write "Happy Birthday" on the cake.
Oh,
I didn't know how to do that. I've ruined so many birthdays. I would shake and it would come out so awful that
It would shake.
Dude,
You
I-
picture him nervously,
It was-
his hands shivering.
I have bad handwriting as it is with a pencil.
Hippie birthday.
So like to see it, like it would be awful. Writing on a cake is hard. So eventually what I would do, I would say, listen, I can't write on the cake and I'm the only one here. So you could just come around if you feel like you could do a better job. So I would have customers like come to the side of the bakery and write "Happy Birthday" on their own cakes. Because I couldn't do it. I was awful.
You should have just did HBD.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah, customers will pay for that. They'll accept that suggestion.
God.
HBD. Be like, what? That sounds like fun to me though, because
It was fun,
I would
man.
like to come back and if I was the customer, and you're like, you want to write this? I'd be like, fuck yeah, I want to write
Yeah.
this.
People would
fucking
laugh.
happy birthday, and then draw a little picture of a penis on it for him. Gotcha.
The customers would always get a good kick out of it because I'd be completely honest. Because like when I started doing it, just happened. You got to whistle your own there.
I think somebody in here just farted.
Not me. It wasn't me.
The audio didn't pick that up.
No,
but,
I don't think
But somebody lifted their leg.
It was a leg lift.
It might have been me. Anyway,
I
go
didn't
ahead.
even notice that. I'm in a world of my own.
Yeah, no shit. We
So
just
anyway.
spent 5 minutes talking about that.
Oh God, so also one of my scams was I would load the cookie boxes. Just
What the fuck, bro? Ew! Oh my god!
what is coming out of you?
Oh, you can say whatever you want, bro. That was
Can that be our screenshot for the week?
definitely gonna be on screen. You gotta zoom in on that one.
Is anybody going to describe what just happened for the podcast?
So Taylor was taking a drink.
Someone besides Chick?
I looked at it midway through because I heard Chick go, "Nah!" and I just saw snot.
You made me laugh so hard, but I had coffee in my mouth, and the air had nowhere to go, so what came out of my nose. But there was a huge booger in my nose, and it just flew out. Oh God, is that on the YouTube video?
Oh yes,
Oh,
it is.
it flew out. It was hanging.
It was there.
It
Yeah,
was
I had
there.
to get up and blow my
I
nose.
can't wait for that still
It's
shot.
the equivalent when someone laughs and milk shoots out of their
Yes.
nose. It was like coffee came out of my nose with the boogers. What is it that you said that made me
I
laugh
said
again?
another scam. Not even anything funny. Another scam I used to do.
Because I thought that, I don't know, that just cracked me up how casually we're basically, I realized that this episode is a list of scams we used to have against King Kullen and Waldbaums.
That's all.
Like, as it's like just part of the job.
Yeah.
So another scam I used to do. Like, I don't know, fucking made me laugh.
Well, I had a guy. This is like a scam on a scam. I had a guy that used.
Stop trying to fucking drink your coffee while he's talking. The fuck is wrong with you?
Oh please! Oh,
Come on!
oh my God!
Disgusting fucking man today. You are a disgusting man today. I've seen way too many fluids coming out of you right now.
That's a lot of fluids.
That's why I keep making jokes when I have coffee in my mouth.
I'm not even making jokes. I'm saying the word scam.
It's a scam on a scam. Dude,
Well,
come on.
It was
a killer shit.
Taylor, put the coffee down.
No, I'm thirsty.
This is my best scam material. So this guy.
Hold on. This is a warning. I'm taking a sip of my coffee, even though it's the same coffee I just spit back out
my
into the
God.
cup.
Oh, I
from
can't
laughing.
even watch this right now because you like phlegmed back into that. Ugh.
So this scam.
It's chunky.
Ugh, gross. So do you want?
I can't. He's
Tell me
crying now.
I laughed so hard, I'm crying. I don't know. I'd be like, if you told that as a bit at stand-up, I might be the one guy laughing
Yes.
hard. And
Everyone would be
everybody
looking at
else
him
would be
like,
like, why does he
what?
think
Like, what
that's so
is he-
funny? Because you guys don't seem to think that's funny. I think
Well,
it's
he
hilarious.
didn't hit the punchline yet.
I didn't even
Scam
have
on a scam.
It's an actual story.
The setup is already killing me.
So
It's
this-
an
Sorry, go
actual
ahead.
story.
So what happened? There was a guy. There was a guy that used to scam me. Okay, like he would put like stereo parts in my car, but he worked for like this company, and the company was actually on television. Like it had like a run on television and like on some weird channel. And the guy on the TV show, it was like a reality show. He got fired for stealing radio equipment on TV. And this guy was my guy that used to do my system in my car. So he would just like do my system, and what he would do, I would pay him, but then also he'd come into King Kullen and he'd load up on baked goods. So I would take like a cake box, and he would pick out all these cookies that he wanted, and I would just, and it was heavy, like a big sheet cake box, and I would just put like $2.99, and it was just like pounds of cookies, and then my friend worked the register, and they just rung them up, and that's it. So I'm sorry that the beginning got a lot more out of you than the actual story. Next time I'll just set it up.
Yeah, the scam on the scam was hilarious.
Scam on scam on scam.
you should just stop at scam.
Yeah, I should have. Well,
Jesus,
What?
You're disgusting. Like nobody heard that burp.
That wasn't a burp.
what
it
is
was me gargling.
We're here. We're doing the show earlier, and I feel like you're
We should
getting
have
a lot.
waited for Taylor
Yeah.
getting all his
just
phlegm
woke
out
up.
in the
Your
morning.
morning stuff is not out of you.
Well, I had lots
What
of
were your scams?
too. I have a list written down.
Yeah, go to list.
Hold on, listen to this.
Is that papers?
Yeah, that's my list. And on this list here, let me see. Scam.
All scams.
Scam. Lots of scams. That's why. Maybe that's
I
why I
never
was laughing
scammed
so hard.
any of my jobs.
Yeah, right. Oh God. Actually, this is maybe we'll get to chick scams after hours. After hours. After hours. That's a tough one.
Maybe I was like, what are we doing after today?
After hours.
After hours.
After hours. Is that the correct way to
it.
say it? After hours.
Wow,
Hours.
this is a tough morning for Taylor.
It is.
Yeah, I'm having trouble, guys. Stick
I feel
with
like-
me. Hold
by the way,
on.
got you,
Stories
we
are
got
about to
you.
get good.
I know you guys haven't watched the YouTube much, but I feel like this is a YouTube podcast to watch of all the things
You
that you
might
get
as well
to
just
see.
cut out our scenes and just put
Yeah.
Taylor's face on this YouTube.
Yeah, but go on.
That's true. If you're listening on the podcast, this might be the one to go on YouTube.
Yeah.
Sorry. I just
Only if you want to see all the fluids that came out of Taylor's face.
All right, so let me get to some of my scams.
Thanks for adding that, by the way, Chick.
First of all, so I
I
would
fucking hate you.
give him the whistle. The whistle just fell out of your lap onto the
You know
ground.
what?
It was
The
like
whistle-
it knew.
Yeah.
The
It was like,
whistle's
please
not
blow
funny
me.
when you have to tell them to use it and it takes so long to get out and use. Blow your fucking face with that fucking thing.
All right, so as I said, I was a cart boy, and basically my entire job was scams. Like I had ways where I just didn't work, where I would get stuff, what I called my little fringe benefits out of the position that I had. Since I was an employee there, I think I legit had this idea in my head that I was entitled to steal from them and
Yes.
take things like rolls of cookie dough and sit on the side of the building and eat it
We all
for an
did.
hour while I played
I hear
Game
you,
Boy
bro.
Color.
Game Boy Color.
Yeah, that's what I did. So these are some of the things I used to do. I would go into work, stoned out of my mind, or I would smoke at work. So there was, I feel like we talked about the weed stuff too much, so I don't want to go too much into this.
No. Talk about it, bro. We can talk about it as much as you want.
So I worked with friends, and there was another friend who was a cart boy with me, and sometimes our shifts would overlap. They would overlap by like a half hour. And we would go, he goes, dude, you'll never believe what I did. Come here, follow me. I go, okay.
I feel like there's all these tunnels inside of supermarkets that all the employees know about.
Oh, there's so many secret
There's
spots.
like everybody's got their own
tons
thing.
of places to go.
That's why it's all scams.
Yeah, that's what it's perfect. It's set up. The architecture and the layout it's just meant for scams to happen and take place. There's all sorts of sexual activity taking place in there as well.
Lots. Yeah.
People slipping off and behind boxes and into managers' offices. Yeah, lots of managers getting down with the younger chicks at the place that I
best
worked
part of
at.
being
There was a
a
lot of
manager.
rumors about that. Is it the best part of being a manager?
Yep.
The statutory rape. That's the best part.
Not fucking.
I don't know about that chick.
I don't know
but
if that's the best part.
When you put it like that.
So anyway, he goes, follow me. I go, okay, where are we going? We're going around the side of the building. On the side of supermarkets, there are these big, huge trucks. And I don't know if people know this, but they're filled with shredded plastic, some of them. And it's a recycle truck. When we shred the bottles, you put those bottles in the shredder machine. It comes out of shredded plastic. And then we got to empty that out, dump it into a truck. So he brings me into the truck. I already know where this is going when he opens up the back of the truck and I see the shredded plastic, and I'm like, oh yeah, we're gonna get stoned back here, aren't we?
Yeah.
So he goes, bro, watch this. He like pushes this one little bucket thing out of the way. It opens up a path. He cleared out a path through the shredded plastic from the front all the way to the back, and then we climbed up what looked like a mountain, and like. He basically made like a nest inside of the plastic. It was like this. We climbed up a hill and then climbed back down the other side into what was like a cone-shaped area, like where we could sit around and just smoke pot inside this shredded thing, and nobody could know. If you came in, you wouldn't know we were in there.
It's
You'd
like a
have to take
human
the secret
ant
route.
farm.
Yes, yes. It was like a human ant farm. And me and him got stoned back there and disappeared for about an hour. And now this is the other part of what was great about the era that we worked in, because cell phones were not common
So they
back
could
then.
text you, where are you?
Exactly.
Yeah, and I guess they had the walkie-talkie, but we would always just leave it in the front desk. So when they went, cart boy, where are you?
Cart boy.
They basically hear their own voice coming 10 feet away from them where we left it on the thing. And be like, fuck. And, you just keep, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot it. Yeah, I'll carry it. I know. And then just keep forgetting it anyway.
And
So
then you get lost in the plastic.
yeah, and then just go hide out in plastic
And it's
land.
another episode of Cart Boy and Plastic Man.
So that was one of the cool things we used to do.
Oh, my God.
On that same note about the smoking in the recycle shredded truck, we smoked in another weird place, and this was actually with a manager. This guy somehow started getting the teenagers, the high schoolers, to buy pot for him, and my friends to buy him pot, and they were selling him
I feel
pot.
like this must be part of the training course to be a supermarket manager, because the shit was going on in my place too. Everybody was buying pot for the manager.
You know what's funny is, as kids, I think the adults that are working there look at the kids and just know
As drug mules?
they could just they look at the kids as drug mules. Well, they're older and maybe a little wiser, even though when I'm that age,
They're all stoned high schoolers.
when I'm that age, I'm not really as aware of this because I think I'm a teenager, I know everything, blah blah blah, fuck everyone else. But this guy is older than us, a little bit wiser, and he probably looks at every single kid and goes, "Yeah, I know that kid's the stoner.
Yes.
I know these girls are the ones that will come into the manager's office
And
with
blow
me."
them.
Yeah.
This is the kid I can't mention that we smoke pot around because he'll tell his parents.
Yeah. This kid's the nerd. I can he's my workhorse. I'll put tons of work on him. They know how to take advantage of us.
Slack for everybody else.
Yeah, that's what a workhorse is. Thanks for the definition. Where's that fucking whistle? Jesus Christ.
I'm just gonna be quiet.
No, don't.
No,
we
won't be
we need
quiet.
to bust your balls. It's part of the show. Keep saying dumb shit.
Yes, please. Don't look at me that way.
Fuck out of here.
Okay, so
You should have brought your own slide whistle. Sorry, I come up with all the fun ideas.
Fucking idiot.
Chick, anything else you want to add?
He said something. I responded.
Okay, where was I?
We're
Look
lost.
at him. He's smoking his weed pen
Yeah.
again. That's
Too bad that doesn't mean.
He's got the mic on it. So
Oh God, such a degenerate.
This is a YouTube episode.
Yeah, this is a YouTube. This is a show.
Sorry, podcast listeners.
All right, so back to the effing story. God, I get so sidetracked by him.
You get very long stories.
It's his fault. It's Chic's
I know.
fault.
Well, we were talking about the managers.
Oh, so he knew he
us.
wanted pot, so we sold him pot, and then he started smoking pot with us. And he would close down the store at whatever time Waldbaums would close, like 11 o'clock at night, say, and we'd show up late, and we'd bring him the stuff, and we'd go upstairs to the break room. They'd go to the, where only the employees are allowed, and go up the stairs, go into the break room, and then in the break room, there was a ladder that went up into, like, the attic-like area where there was the boiler room, all sorts of ventilation stuff, and so we climbed up there, and I guess it was a boiler room, a furnace room, something like that. Yeah. He had a bunch of chairs set up in a circle, and like a bong in the middle of the circle. The manager, Raph, who was probably, I know at that age I thought he was in his 40s or 50s, but now at this age I think maybe he was just 30.
Yeah. He it's funny how when you have those young jobs and like the old guy there is like maybe 20 and you're like, oh, this is the old guy here.
Yeah, like 18-year-olds probably look at us and they're like, you guys are old. Yeah. And now I'm like, I'm not old.
Yeah, fuck
I'm
you,
only
bro.
35. But so we went up there, we'd smoke with him, and one of the greatest parts of the deal was when we'd be done and we'd go back down and he'd be closing. He would just kind of let us roam around the store and do whatever we want. Take a little bit of whatever we wanted. It felt like, I remember watching Supermarket Sweep as a kid.
Yes.
The game show where you could just run around the store throwing shit in your shopping cart.
Yep.
And dude, I had a feeling like that. Plus, I'm stoned. I just got high, and now I'm walking around an empty shopping mart, and I'm taking stuff. So my friends, the high school kids, they go right for the beer. They go right for the beer, stuffing 12 packs in their backpacks. Everybody would come with backpacks too, because that'd be the thing. We'd fill up our backpack. We'd know, dude, we're going to smoke with what's his name? Bring your backpack. You gonna fill that bitch up after.
Oh man, it's amazing.
But me, I didn't take the beer. They found me in the butcher department taking the fresh cut meat.
Yeah,
that's exactly. I took a rack of. I had racks of ribs like strapped to my chest. We took them for a barbecue.
You had them strapped to your chest.
Yeah,
I'm picturing like it's a bomb underneath.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
If you ripped open your, what has he got? Oh, it's a bomb.
It looked like
oh no, it's just a rack of ribs.
It looked like, but they were the shitty ones. Like they were like prepackaged, just like and. We would just put them in there because you could put them in your shirt, and we'd walk out with them
to steal them.
Yeah, one time we even baked a steak in the bakery oven.
Bad.
The comments that go nowhere. He's just the peanut gallery.
He is.
You are the fucking peanut gallery.
You are the peanut gallery.
Like times 1,000. A one-man peanut gallery.
I don't need a gallery, just me on the peanut.
Oh, there boy. It is. That's self-answering, self-fulfilling prophecy right there.
We used to do the same thing with our manager. I worked there with like one of my best friends, so we would just like have a great time all day. It was awesome. And he got really close. Well, we both got really close to one of the managers, probably like giving him pot and smoking with him, to the point that he invited us over to his house one day. And we went all the way till he lived like out east, and the two of us went over there. And he's like, "You guys got to come by. We'll drink some beers, we'll smoke some pot, play some Yahtzee." I was like, "All right, let's go play Yahtzee." and we went there, and he lived in this like little 1-bedroom apartment with like his girlfriend, and. Like now, I was like, back then I was like, this guy's cool. We're going out with the manager. But now I'm like, he was probably the same thing, probably 30 years old, and he's drinking and smoking with these young kids playing Yahtzee. And I remember he got hammered. He got hammered, and he's just like shaking the dice.
I don't think I've ever played Yahtzee.
I didn't think I did. I never did until this night. And this guy was way into Yahtzee. And he would just, the more he would drink, he had like a twitch on his face. It was just very weird. Midway through, I was like, this could go wrong for us. Like, if this ends, if my last thing that I do is drinking and smoking with the King Kullen manager while playing Yahtzee, it's going to be depressing. That was the last time I ever played Yahtzee, by the way.
Yeah, they're scarred for life.
Yeah,
Has it
I'm never
ruined it
playing
for you?
Yahtzee
Yeah,
again.
that game probably sucks anyway.
Yeah, it was all right, I guess.
This is a chick comment. I had to stop the whole show for this.
That game probably sucks anyway.
Yeah.
Like, you don't even know.
You don't even have an
You have no
opinion either way.
idea. You just have no. The only comment you could make is a negative one about how a game probably sucks anyway.
Exactly.
But in a positive light, like for B, that's like that kind of comment was kind of like a double-sided, like it's negative comment, but for a positive purpose.
Yeah.
Exactly.
To try to lift B up.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Game sucks.
But still, what is that?
That game probably sucks anyway.
Probably sucks anyway.
Exactly. Don't feel bad.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Just
Supportive. I'm being
just some
supportive.
great times.
I actually love Yahtzee.
Oh yeah, you
You fuck you. You never played that game.
you want to play Yahtzee one night?
You put the little dice in a cup and you shake it and you shake it and you roll them out and you get.
And then what?
You ever get 5 of a kind? Woo! Oh my God!
Wow.
The
because
exhilaration.
I never did
You
that.
roll 5 of a kind, man. You are riding a wave like no wave you've ever experienced in your life
thing
before.
you play with
You ever
5
done
dice is
ecstasy and
buck
acid at
die.
the same time?
Nope.
This is better than that. All right.
All right.
Roll a
well,
5
I
of a
think
kind in Yahtzee.
guys, we have a few things. We're gonna do a mystery dinner date. We're gonna throw axes, and now we're gonna play Yahtzee.
Yahtzee.
One of these days,
Should we?
we'll all get
We'll
together
do
and this.
Instagram stories of us playing Yahtzee all day, and then
Yes.
watch our follower count shrink.
Yeah.
Slowly.
And I'd be like, so I told you, but Yahtzee sucks.
Game probably sucks.
Yeah, right. This game, you're gonna love. That's the other
probably
thing.
will.
Is you're gonna love this game because it involves gambling in a sense. Like you're rolling dice and you're like, yeah, come on, baby, come on.
Yes.
Especially if we start putting money on
Daddy
it.
needs a new pair of shoes.
Well, that's pretty funny. I got a couple stories about some other stuff I did. Here's a little anecdote about me around Christmas time.
Love it.
Christmas was coming, and I kind of had a nickname. Even though I had a job at Waldbaums at the time, there was a nickname. People called me T-Bab. T-B-A-B.
T-Bab?
T-Babs. You never heard that one?
No, I never
No.
heard that
It stood for a Taylor Broke-Ass Brown. I believe a friend Rich came up with that one. I don't remember, but
one. No surprise.
yeah. So T-Bab, I was broke. I think it's because I spent all my money on pot or whatever it was. But so I decided to do my Christmas shopping where I worked.
Yeah, you get smart.
That's what you
But
do.
by Christmas shopping, it was really more like stealing shit, Christmas
Yeah.
stealing.
Yeah, there you go.
So that's what I did.
Robin Hood.
I would go to
Christmas
work.
scams. Happy holidays. I don't know why I feel like I need to break into a song.
I don't know.
I do it.
like
I
it.
do
Yeah.
it most episodes.
I don't know if whatever.
Give myself the whistle there.
I'm just gonna say something. I
Still better than
was looking at me. I was like, oh.
Still better than a chick comment.
Yeah. Well, go on.
So I would go around. I'd get this little plastic bag, and I would. Oh God! I would start taking things that I could use
Like
as
food
Christmas
items?
gifts. No, because Waldbaums has other stuff like knickknacks, and trinkets,
trinkets.
flowers,
Knickknacks
and office supplies. Like, hey, I got your new calculator. Merry Christmas! Basically, stocking stuffers type things, and you'd be surprised.
Yeah. No, I'm not surprised.
They
I
have
know.
toy aisles,
toys.
crossword puzzle books, like things like that, little novelty gifts that when you buy gifts for your close ones, like your brother, your mom,
Right.
and you buy like a gifts, but then say you're going to see somebody and like, I don't know what to get them, like the equivalent of a Kris Kringle Christmas present at an office party.
Yes.
Where like you have a $5 to $10 to $20 limit.
Yeah.
And you just get a little something just for filler that
Yep.
they may or may not use. A notepad and a pen. Hey, everybody could use a notepad and a pen. I was stealing shit like that, putting it on the side of the building. I'd go in, I'd scout it out, I'd see what I want. Oh, okay, that's it. That's a Christmas present for Aunt Wendy. And I'd grab it and I'd stuff it, I'd save it. And I did this and it became common knowledge. And so I'm outside and there's me, a friend of mine, and a manager. And we're all talking. And the friend of mine, I forget in what context, but decides to blurt out in front of the manager to me. He goes, "Yeah, all right, whatever, fucking klepto claus." Calls me fucking klepto claus in front of the manager. My heart dropped because who says shit like
Yeah.
that? Who
You don't
says that
say
in front
that.
of a manager? And the manager,
Especially around the holidays.
the manager stops in his tracks with whatever we're talking about, and looks at me and goes, "What does he mean by that?" I go, "I don't know. I don't know. What is he talking about?" He goes, "Why is he calling you klepto clause?" I go, "I don't know."
Looks like
he's calling you klepto clause for a reason.
Looks like
huh?
T-Babs has a new nickname.
Yeah.
T-Babs.
Had a lot of nicknames. All right, klepto clause. I
Oh
guess
my
add that
God.
one to the list.
So what did he say? Did the manager figure it out? He must have.
No, he kept asking me, and I did what people do in my position. When
Deny,
the other
deny.
side has no evidence, and it's based on something this other.
Keep on lying.
Yeah, I know. I'm an idiot, but this other guy, yeah, he's an idiot too.
Yeah.
And I don't know why this idiot said whatever he said. Maybe he saw it on TV and he's repeating it. I have reason to believe he doesn't even know what the word klepto means.
Yeah.
I do.
I have reason to believe he doesn't even know what that means.
Yeah. He probably doesn't even know what klepto means. He probably saw it on his episode of his favorite sitcom last night and decided to reuse it at me as an insult. But guess what? I am not a klepto. I am not a klepto clause. I'm not stealing anything. I pay for my merchandise and I have receipts to prove it. The guy didn't go any further. He didn't push me. But a little side note, this person does things like this. This friend of mine that called me klepto clause, he had done this I worked at another job with him in the future where we were busting each other's balls. He always takes it to a level that is uncalled for. Okay? So busting his balls at Waldbaums, he called me klepto clause. Uncalled for. Now we work in an office together. Fast forward 5 years later. We're busting each other's balls in an office, and he calls me a pedophile in front of the whole office. He goes, yeah, whatever, you fucking pedophile.
He's calling you out on all your things.
He's getting you for all your.
No, dude, I go, that's not a thing you say in front of people
No.
as a ball-busting joke. Like, people are going to think you're serious. And everybody in the office is
Like,
going to be
"Who'd you find, oh?"
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
let's bring your kids to work day.
Stay
And,
away
like,
from Taylor's
that's not
desk.
something
how
to
come the
joke
entire department that Taylor's in, nobody brought their kids? Like, I was pissed off at him for that. Legitimately, I called him out. I'm like, dude, you can't. I go, it's one thing to bust balls, but you start saying shit like that. People don't realize you're busting balls anymore. They think you're saying something real. If you call me a cocksucker or you call me a shit whistler, or you call me whatever, yeah, I get it.
Oh God.
What else did he
So
do?
he's saying that people at work at that place thought you were a pedophile after that?
No, I think I got a little bit more offended by the fact that everybody heard
said
it,
it?
but maybe
Yeah.
everybody didn't hear it. Maybe they
Maybe
did. and
people
they-
didn't even care.
And they just know he's much as an idiot as I do.
By the way, you know what?
This is the same person who also said in front of the entire office department, he was like, "Oh, what, we up all night sniffing the devil's dandruff?" It's another, like, what are you doing,
Don't say that.
dude? You don't say that
Stop
shit in
blowing
front
me
of
up,
people.
bro.
I should have known the second he called me klepto clause that I should never work with him again because everywhere I go.
You know, during the holidays when I worked at King Kullen, I was a little klepto clause myself. But what I would do is I would go to the can department. I would take cans and I would donate them to the homeless.
Jesus.
I'm not saying I'm a better person than you. I'm just saying that's
sounds
what I would
like
do.
you are actually.
Yeah.
That is a very nice thing to do. Mm-hmm. That's a Robin Hood-esque.
Yeah, I was like Robin Hood.
Is that the end of that story?
Yeah, I was just patting myself on the back.
Good for you. It's just
I was just sitting here.
just
and
a humble brag.
Yeah, humble brag.
So that's it for my
Rest in
klepto
peace, Harris
clause
Twiddle.
story. Smoking with the other guy story.
I had a lot of good endings to jobs.
I had
You've had nothing but endings to jobs.
Oh, let's
My favorite one is when I got me and my brother fired.
all right, let's talk about
Go.
that. Go ahead, go.
Was that your brother's favorite one too? Sounds like a great
Yeah,
one. For
this
the
is
both.
a good transition
Yeah.
because I just talked about my friend saying all this dumb shit that could possibly get me fired. And
I
now
was that guy.
You are that guy.
You're that guy.
This is you now.
So I worked at
What'd you
a
do?
day camp, a Jewish day camp on Long Island, and it was literally all my brother's friends worked there. In the, it was like a summer camp, and me. So they were like the staff. Some of them were counselors. Some of them worked in like the food part. Me and one of my brother's other friends worked on the security detail, where we would just sit in like the driveway that goes into the building where all the parents park, and we would just stand there in the beating sun, and I would hide behind trees and rip cigarettes and just doing.
Sorry. We need to pick that up a little bit. Go on.
So
You get it at the perfect moment because I just saw his eyes glaze over and his head tilt up to the sky, and he goes,
and ripping cigarettes and trees and sky.
yeah, you get a stoner talking about cigarettes, trees, and sky, and all of a sudden, mentally, they are there. And they're just staring at the sky while we're staring at him, wondering,
like,
what the fuck? Where are you right now, bro?
So, basically, my boss hated me. One day he wanted to.
Sounds like every boss you've ever had.
No,
Basically, my boss hated me.
this guy was the worst. I was just a wise
That should be your
ass,
next tattoo.
and I was an asshole.
This guy was the worst, but you were a wise ass and an asshole.
Yeah, but this guy, everybody thought.
But
he
it was
the worst.
him.
It wasn't just me.
Everybody hates the boss.
So one day, when I used to get my checks, we used to have to get the checks cash right before it closed. So I used to always be in a rush to get out of there. So one day he's like, Tom, I want to talk to you after work, and I was like, listen, Marty, I can't talk after work. Can I get my check? I gotta go.
Dude, keep the mic on your fucking mouth. Why do you move it around like that?
Sorry, because I move my hands.
Yeah,
It's just
stop
hard.
it.
I know. I'm sorry. So, Marty, he goes, all right, fine. Take your check and don't come back. I go, you know what, Marty? Fuck you. You're a fucking wedge. And fucking.
You're a wedge. You call them a wedge?
Yeah, I call them a wedge.
Dude, what
What does that mean?
I like that. I want to use it.
No, you don't want to use that.
Why? Is it really bad to call someone a wedge?
Well, we were saying it because it was a Jewish day camp and do that backwards.
Oh, is that a racist thing?
Well, it wasn't really.
Wedge is W-E-G.
Oh my God.
J.
It's Jew?
It's backwards.
Oh, I was thinking
I'm not an
W-E...
anti-Semite, but
No,
in my
not
younger
at all,
days,
not at all.
I just wanted. I was like, "Fuck you, you wedge."
No, listen, out of anger, if you want to piss somebody off real bad,
I'm so embarrassed that you're on this podcast.
you throw
with
a
me.
racist remark, you throw a racial slur at them, and you piss them off.
Yeah,
You-
exactly.
You want to win
But he
that
doesn't
way?
even know what that means because nobody does. It was like an inside joke.
You pissed
So,
off at somebody, you drop a J-bomb,
So I
you
do
drop
that.
an N-bomb.
He tells me, "Get the fuck out of here," basically.
Wait, did you call him a wedge, or did you call him the actual...
No, I called him a wedge.
Oh, you called him a wedge?
Yeah, literally, W-E-J.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, that's what I
You
called
didn't
him.
actually go, you fucking
And I did
Jew?
this in front of everybody, so they're all dying laughing.
Oh, you had an audience for this. I love it.
I had an audience
great.
for this. So then I get my check, and this is the only thing is I was always a gift to Gab, and I talked my way into not getting fired after that. So he tells me,
Wait, after that, you didn't get fired?
I got fired,
You
and then
ca-
I talked my way back into it.
After calling him a wedge, even?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. Whatever. He's soft.
What did you do to talk yourself back into it?
I don't remember exactly what was said after
Because
that.
I bet it's really embarrassing, and you groveled and you begged and
No,
you
no,
pleaded.
it wasn't. It wasn't. It really wasn't
You
that
sucked
bad.
a little
It was
ball?
more like,
Yes.
sorry, I didn't mean to say that. I'll, whatever.
Did you have to do any sexual favors?
Well, listen.
Well, we're not there yet.
No, you're not there yet.
All right, go ahead.
No, so then he tells me to come back to work on Monday. I'll see, because this is on a Friday. He goes, all right, come back on Monday. So Sunday night rolls around, and my brother's like, listen, Tom, I'm not going to work tomorrow. Just let Marty know that I'm not going to be there.
Oh, your brother didn't know yet.
Well, no, this is a new day work. He's like, tell Marty tomorrow that I'm going to be late to work, or I can't come in, whatever it was.
I'm lost.
But did he know?
Sunday night, he gave me the check. I talked my job. He says, I'll see you Monday.
Oh, you talked your way back in already.
Yeah, I told
Okay.
you. So I said, I'll see you on Monday.
Okay.
Come Sunday night,
Okay.
my brother tells me, I can't go to work tomorrow. Just let Marty know I'm not going to be in there. All right, no problem, Bob. I oversleep for work the next day. Don't call them anything. Just decide when I wake up, I'm like, fuck it. I'm not going. Not even thinking about my brother. Like, I need to tell him my brother's not
Yeah.
coming.
Well, I mean, this is you in general. You're
Yeah.
never really thinking about anybody else but yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, of course, why would you think of your brother when you're too busy
exactly.
thinking about yourself and how you just don't want to go to work and
Yeah.
don't care if you get fired and fuck him anyway. So, you know what? I'm going back to bed. No thought of the brother, in any of this.
By the
at
way,
all.
he
All
showed
chick,
me-
chick.
Chick, exactly. No, this is true.
Before the show, he showed me his phone that has like his alarm clock on it, and it's increments of 5 minutes of his snooze times. It's like starts at 8 and then goes to like 9:30.
I got about 10 alarms in the
5
morning.
minutes.
I don't like to get up.
He
But
just
anyway,
hits snooze like 18 times before he finally decides to get up.
don't interrupt me.
That's a
Don't
lot of
interrupt
times
me. Yeah.
because I snooze as well, and
I do
snooze
one
maybe for like
snooze.
20 minutes to 30 minutes
but
is a lot.
30 minutes is
an
6
hour and a half
snoozes.
straight.
But they're all
Not
like
an hour and a half. You're so dramatic.
I'm
I
not
don't know.
dramatic.
I believe him.
It's from
Look at it.
8:20 to 9:20. It's an hour.
he had to scroll down on his alarm clocks.
Yeah. And I have my weekend.
I
alarm
snooze
clocks.
I always snooze.
Can I finish?
You're making us all snooze.
Yeah, that's why he's changing the subject because your whole story is a snooze fest.
Blah blah. You guys tell the longest stories.
I'm kidding. I actually like your
Yeah,
story.
no, it's
Keep
good.
going.
It's good.
So then I get a message when I finally do get up, and it says, Tom, this is Marty. You and your brother are no longer employed with us.
I like after all this how professional and nice the boss is about it too. He's just you're
Yeah.
no longer employed, not like you know what you stupid fucking wop they know.
I called
You're like-
back and went off on them because rightfully so.
Rightfully so.
Of
Because
course.
at this point
It's
now I
your
feel
fault.
like a piece of shit for getting
Oh.
me and my brother fired.
Oh.
So, like-
it's I just know Chic personally, and in real life, even when he's done something wrong and he feels bad about it, his instinct is to fucking be a dick to you
Yes.
about it. like, hey, I did something wrong and I feel bad about it, but you know what? Fuck them for
Fuck
making
that.
me feel
I'm gonna-
bad. So I'm gonna call you, and now I'm gonna fucking fuck you. It's like this internal conflict between feeling sorry, but
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
being mad because you feel sorry.
I got them so mad that they didn't want me to come and pick up my check. They were like, "We don't want you on the property."
well, what did you
What'd
say
you
to them?
say? Yeah.
I just cursed them out and I said Marty's an asshole, and it was really just like "fuck you guys."
Again, this right back.
You know.
This kind of behavior that has gotten you so far in life.
Well, this is
Was this the
early
first-
stages.
Well, this is the first time you were fired?
This is the first big time this is the first job that I really got myself fired.
Now, what did your brother have to say about all this, or how did you deliver the news to your brother that you?
Well, my brother, when he eventually got up and realized I was still home, was like, "What the fuck? You were supposed to tell them." And I wasn't there, and I'm like, "Sorry, man, we're fired."
Oh, that's fantastic.
You know what's funny? He laughs about it to this day. Like, you remember when you got both of us fired from Crestwood? And I'm like, yeah,
God.
but. You know, my brother, it was,
Yeah, but
if
Marty
I
was an
remember
asshole.
correctly,
Yeah,
Marty
but-
was an asshole. If I remember correctly, it was towards the end of the summer, and it was right before he was going back to school. So it didn't.
It wasn't the end of the world.
It wasn't the end of the world for him. It was just like typical fucking idiot brother.
Oh, that's funny.
that is fucking
Yep.
too funny. And
That was one.
That's great.
I got fired from my Waldbaums job as well.
I think I never got fired
Yeah.
from my King Kullen. I just quit.
You quit. I got really well, a lot of these stories revolve around getting stoned, but I got really stoned. I got tired of being a cart boy, so I asked them to move me inside.
I want to be a cart man.
Yeah, I want to be a cart man. So, oh god. So, I asked them to move me inside, and I wanted to be with my friends. They were in the frozen aisle. Some of them
Frozen
were in the
foods,
dairy
baby.
aisle. And they were like, "Yeah, we'll move you inside." Yeah, and I told them what I wanted, and then they put me on the fucking register.
Oh, that's the
I was like,
worst.
"What the hell? This
That's
isn't what
terrible.
I wanted to be in Frozener, so I could sit there stoned and just put boxes on a shelf."
I don't want to deal with
Yeah.
coupons.
That's it. I don't want to talk to people. Dude, coupons. Dude, you have no idea.
Oh, I believe it.
The first day I was there, I was so fucking wrecked. Like, usually my eyes would get squinty to the point where you could barely see them. And then if I took my fingers and widened them open, only then would you see how bloodshot red they were.
Yeah.
And that's how I was. I was completely chink-eyed. I was completely fucking,
I
like,
was born
slit-eyed.
chink-eyed in high school.
So, the person, the manager, took one look at me and put me on the register, and I saw the look in their face, just like, oh, geez, God, why did they take this fucking idiot cart boy and put him into my realm? Like, all right, like, all right, go on this register, and I swear, the first fucking lady that came had a shit ton of groceries. It was like every single thing that they train you for happened, and it was a nightmare. I was stoned and I fucked it all up.
Always how it works.
Scanning. She's got tons of produce without stickers on it. I gotta keep calling the manager over. what's the number? Because you type in the PLU number or whatever. What's the number on these pears? Okay. What's the number on these grapes? Okay, like that kept happening. Shit wouldn't scan. I'd have to type in the number and fuck it up. I double scanned things.
I wouldn't last a week.
Then I had to
in that.
void it off of the thing, and I had no idea. So this lady's getting pissed. I see it. It's this older woman. She's got to be in her late 60s, 70s, maybe even 80s.
Yeah.
And she's standing there just grilling me because I'm taking forever and I'm fucking everything up.
She's probably dead now.
I'm surprised I didn't kill her this day because she gets done and I say, here's your, $190 something and whatever change. And I give her a change and I'm just like, thank God that's over. She stops short at the end of the aisle and she goes, wait, you never scanned my coupons. And I look, and the stack of coupons, she's one of these ladies. She had a fucking card. She had 2 card decks worth of coupons that she handed me at the beginning of the thing. And I had to scan, and they were sitting right next to my register. And I was like, oh. I go, you're going to have to bring this over in your receipt over to the... What's that area called?
The
customer service area.
Little attic for whatever reason. They're higher than everybody.
Yeah, they put it up at the
hell's that about?
You're gonna have to bring it
up on their throne. Get out
the
of here.
hierarchy of
Looking down on the cart
employment.
boys.
It's because when you're returning something, they want them to know that they're better than you.
Yeah, they look down on you.
Yeah.
So dude. She was pissed. She threw a fit. She was grabbed somebody over to complain about me, yelling about me, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm ready to pull the chick and be like, "Fuck this place! I'm out. I don't fucking care. I can't take this shit." I didn't last. I lasted like 2 or 3 days on the register.
Oh, I would be right there with you too.
I never did the register,
and then I got fired. And of course,
what was the reason that you did get fired at the end?
The lady came up to me that was like the GM, like the general manager.
Right.
She was there one day, and she's like, do you even take your job seriously? You come in here, you're screwing up, and blah, blah, blah. And a friend of mine walked behind her and did the fake sucking the dick thing in his mouth, and it made me laugh. And I was like, ah! And she goes, oh, this is funny? Oh, this is funny? Because she didn't know I was laughing at him.
Oh, God.
I was like, no. And I couldn't say, no, my friend was behind you doing the fake sucking the dick thing. It made me laugh.
Yeah. Because you're not going to call a friend out like your friend would do to you.
I should have. So my excuse, plus I'm stoned, so I'm not thinking on my feet. I'm like, oh, no, I was just thinking of something else that was funny. I'm sorry. And she's like, oh, yeah, you're sorry, huh? Okay, yeah, you're fired. You can go home. Are you sorry about that? And I was just like, I think it was the first time I ever got fired in my life. And I was a little bit crushed.
Yeah.
But now I look back at the situation and I think, what did I think was going to happen? Every single thing I did at that job.
Employee.
Right. So some people go into their jobs and every single thing they do leads to their promotion. Every single thing I did led to me getting fired. It was like I didn't do anything to deserve anything but getting fired.
Oh,
So
that's great.
I worked my way down the totem pole. And I actually started at the bottom of the totem pole and worked my way even further into the ground
Yeah, good.
somehow.
Hey, there you go. That's something to be said, though.
That's
You did
Chick's
good.
way of life.
Oh, get out of here. I usually work my way up. and
You work
then
your way to the
fucking-
middle, and then
no, I work
get
my way
asked to
up,
leave.
and then I do something really retarded. I fuck it up.
Those King Kullen and those days were so much fun, though. They were like, because you really didn't care about anything.
Yeah, you didn't
Just
matter
no
if you got
responsibility.
fired. You find another bullshit part-time job.
There was 10 other supermarkets within a 1 mile radius that would hire my
exactly.
stoned ass.
I even had my good friend that worked there. He met his wife at the King Kullen.
Really?
Yeah, and they're married to this day. I actually gave the best man speech, and I think I brought up King Kullen in the best man speech.
That is perfect.
Yep.
Wow.
So love happens.
Love is blind.
Stealing happens. A lot of fun
Smoking
happens.
pot happens.
Yeah.
Drinking. We used to steal lots of alcohol. We
I
steal
spent a
lots
lot of
beer.
time in
You know
the
what's
freezer.
funny? Even as customers, we used to
freezers
go to
were great.
Waldbaums and go with like our backpacks, and we used to call it the free candy aisle, and we really referred to it as that. Like they
Yeah.
really didn't have to pay for it.
Yeah, I remember
And we
that.
would go through the aisle and just like, oh, this looks good. I'll put that in my bag on the whole candy. You know that candy aisle they had in
Yeah.
Waldbaums,
Yes.
and we would just throw
That
things in
candy
there.
aisle, they pretty much have at every supermarket,
Yeah.
not just Waldbaums. But yes, I know what you're talking
Great
about.
candy aisle.
Great candy aisles.
I'm just referring to the one that we went to, Taylor. But yeah, we were fucking
was great.
klepto clauses.
So I wasn't the only one that got fired. Other people got fired. Lots of people got fired. And
Don't try and make it seem like everybody else did too.
no, but there was a revenge on a manager.
Really?
One day we came out of work and there was a manager in the parking lot flipping his shit. Who did this? Who did this to my car? Who the fuck did this? There was. You ever take a ketchup packet from McDonald's and twist it up and then whip it and then it explode? This guy's car was bombed with ketchup packets, sauces on top.
Amazing.
There was human feces on the handles of the car. I found out after the fact. I know who did it, and they gave me even more details. They go, "Oh yeah, shit, I pissed on the handles. I put the sauce on the top. They destroyed this guy's car because they fucking hated him."
Wow. God.
That's the other thing you have to face if you work with teenagers is shit like that. If you are a
Repercussions.
manager and you're kind of like a dick to a teenager that's rebellious and you feel like, yeah, I put that teenager in his place. Yeah,
No.
next time you open that car handle of your door and your hand smells a little bit like urine afterwards, that's why. It's because you're a dick to your teenage employees. They're going to do fucked up shit to you that you may or may not know. See, he was lucky enough that day that it was basically smushed in his face like, hey, we fucked with your car. Because there are subtler ways to fuck with somebody's car, to fuck with somebody's food, to fuck with somebody's life.
Yep. Anything.
Revenge. Revenge is sweet.
Revenge.
It's as sweet as the candy in that candy island, Waldbaums.
Revenge.
That me and Chic loved so much.
So good.
Revenge is best served with ketchup packets and fecal matter.
That guy looked like a bloody turd. Oh, God. This
so
is gross.
gross.
Oh,
We're going down a hole.
that's it. I got no more Waldbaum
I do
stories.
want to thank you guys because I had that competition at Governor's last week. So you guys were there. I just wanted to take a minute to thank you guys for coming out,
No
seeing
problem,
me.
buddy.
I did get past round 1. I will be back tomorrow. But yeah, thank you guys for coming. You guys have anything about that? Was it? You have a good time?
We had a lot of fun.
We had fun, dude. First of all, just to set up what the event was, it was what was it? Sort of like a Battle of Bands-ish type
it's
thing.
called
but
the
for
Long
comedians.
Island Laugh-Off.
Long Island Laugh-Off. It's a competition. The comedians are the contestants, and the funniest ones move on. What is there, judges or
And
something?
you would not,
Yeah.
like, not even to me and Taylor was saying, not being biased, you were hands down the best comic
Well,
there.
there weren't good ones. The funniest part of that night, to me was the text messages I was having with you guys from the green room.
Oh my God.
Like because I was in the green room. There's like a television where you could see what comics
was there?
are.
I didn't realize that.
So like you could see their set and you can like see them not doing well.
Bombing.
Yeah. So like we were having like a text message just like, oh my God, how awful, just like ripping on other comics. That was my
There
favorite
were some
part.
really, really bad
That one
comedians.
girl, it was just awkward in the whole building, and we were right next to her parents videotaping.
Were her parents proud?
They had this huge smile on their face the whole time. This girl must have been. She was very young.
Yeah.
She definitely
She
was.
was
I
a
give her
very
credit.
young,
It's-
petite girl. She was small, tiny, and her voice matched.
Yeah.
It was how do you?
Well, high pitch.
And she was doing jokes about like playing Fortnite. It was very like maybe an 18-year-old would think her comedy was funny, but I don't even think they would. So it was very awkward. I
It
remember
looked like she winged it.
it felt like she did. I don't know. She said
know.
so. She was making jokes alluding to her being a lesbian. She's like, my best friend is my boyfriend until he found out that I like girls. Or something like that. And we were like, what? Is
Oh my
that
God.
serious?
Yeah.
Or is that not
I
serious?
barely heard that set. It was very
weird.
quiet.
Well, I don't think anybody knew what was going on.
Right. But her parents seemed to love it, even though she was talking about
They were
this-
videotaping it,
That's
smiling.
nice.
Yeah, they were videotaping and smiling, and she talked about the very last joke was about playing Fortnite with her best friend, who was a man, and him jerking off during it.
Yeah,
and
beating his fucking beanbag till
and he-
purple or some shit.
Yeah, till it was purple
Till it was
or something.
purple.
And this is a joke. And I looked over because like me and Chick had noticed her parents were right there filming it as if they were filming like her graduation. Yeah, we were like, this is so weird.
Oh, this is so awkward.
And when she made that joke, I was like, did they like stopped
Yeah.
smiling, and they were still both glowing.
Father, too. I was like, beat your dick.
Oh my god.
There was a lot.
I give her credit. It's hard to do it, so everybody's. I don't know how far in she is, but
I gotta say,
whatever.
I give her props for getting up there and
Yeah.
doing it. She held her
agree.
own,
Anybody
even
that
when
gets up
people
there
weren't
is up.
laughing.
Yeah.
It was just an awkward 10 minutes or 5 minutes or whatever it was, and she got through it.
But enough about her. B, you were hilarious.
Thank
I
you.
think you got the most genuine laughs, and I think the most widespread laughs, because sometimes it's easy to hear from where we were sitting, especially when one part of the room is laughing. You kind of know that part of the room came to see that person.
Yeah.
I get that feeling sometimes.
Yeah.
Yo, you could feel it. I decided to go on first. They asked me when I wanted to go, and I was like, let me just. And first is like a bullet spot usually because people are just getting in, they're ordering. So like I was the first of the comic in the competition, and it was like I felt weird about it because I know there was people in front of me like ordering their food and stuff.
Yeah.
So like there wasn't a lot of there was like some chatter and stuff, but yeah, it went good. So thank you guys for being there.
Yeah, definitely, man. It was
Yeah,
fun.
no problem. We would love to go to more of these things. And anybody who listens, if you haven't gone to see B do stand up at anything other than Croxley's in Farmingdale,
Yeah.
because he does the shows there in the hometown.
but
it's easy to draw
Which
a
is
hometown
coming up
crowd.
again, by the way.
Oh yeah,
Well,
let's go to the
tomorrow
Croxley show.
night.
Well, tomorrow night I'll be at the brokerage.
Sunday night,
Sunday night.
July
True.
29th.
Yeah. Oh, so this might not even be up by then.
I think I'm going to upload this episode today.
But other than that, Croxley's is coming up soon. That's the show that I run, and yeah, you can get
August.
you can actually get tickets from our Instagram page.
Yeah, you know what? I should put that on the Adult Babies website even. But go to the Instagram page. There's a post up there about there's a flyer for the show, eventbrite.com. Search
Yes.
for the Bunch of Savages, and you'll see it's at Croxley's. Buy some
Yeah.
tickets to that.
Yep, that's all I want to say. I just wanted to thank you guys for coming out. And,
Thank you.
and
No problem,
supporting
man. Thanks for inviting us.
this nightmare of a dream I'm having.
All right. Well, I think we're going to wrap up this episode right now. What do you guys say?
Yeah, sounds
Hey, let's
good.
wrap it up.
Can you hit me with an old school next, B?
Next.
Yeah.
Woo! Another one in the books.
All right. Thanks for listening to the episode, the podcast / YouTube show. We're the Adult Babies, www.adultbabyshow.com. Tell your friends about our show if you think it is funny, something to listen to at work, something to listen to on the drive to work, something to listen to at a barbecue, something to listen to while you put your baby to sleep. Let them hear the smooth, seething soundsoids of voices of Chic, B, and tbriz.
Review us, comment, help it out, help us out. We love you all. Thank you for listening.
All right, we'll see you on the next one. Thanks, everyone.